Many people are angry in this country, in particular a lot of whites, because they say the Black Lives Matter movement has released a manifesto of the list of demands of what they want and what they believe. And in that list of demands of what they want, they list reparations, they list educational reform, healthcare reform. Those things to me are great things, and I think it's wonderful that they put something in writing to put before the world of what they really want and what's in the best interest of this nation in regards to black people. But why are they angry about reparations, Ms. Box? Why would whites have a problem with reparations going to black people when they paid them to the Japanese Americans who were put in internment camps during the war with Japan? They paid it to the Indian brothers and sisters who they gave casinos on their reservations. They even helped the Jewish people get it from Nazi Germany and what happened to them in the Holocaust. So if you helped everybody else, you got a problem with helping those you kept enslaved for over 300 and something years in this nation, black people?
Okay, so take it down a notch. So in 2008, Congress actually passed a resolution that apologized for slavery. Blanket apology. But race hustlers like in the Black Lives Matter movement, like Jesse, like Al, like ex-Barack Obama, the ultimate race hustler, they don't want things to change. They like the angst. They like things being ginned up. In the past 7.5 years, race relations have dramatically gotten worse in this country because of this leadership. And the bottom line is Black Lives Matter, DeRay McKeeson with his stay woke, looking like he's Jesus Christ being crucified. Give me a break. They are getting rich off the backs of leftists and off the backs of the black community.
Ms. Box, let me say this to you. We as black people don't need an apology in this nation. What we need is what was promised to us. They promised us after slavery 40 acres and a mule. We never got it.
That's actually not true.
No, we were promised that.
And you know,
hold on,
one second. After Lincoln pretty much destroyed that.
But we were promised that, and we never got it. So that promise went unfulfilled to this very day. You cannot do that for others in the form of reparations and ignore the sacrifice and the suffering that black people made in this nation to make America what it is and say that we don't deserve it. That is racism.
Okay, listen to me very carefully. After the Civil War, President Jackson was the one that basically poo-pooed everything.
And he was a damn slave owner.
And he was a Democrat.
And Jackson was a slave owner.
So I didn't talk over you, don't talk over me. What the Democrat Party has done is re-enslave the black community. All those things that Black Lives Matter are about, except reparations, which is absolute ridiculousness. It's not going to happen. Education, healthcare, housing, all these things.
Ms. Box,
these are all urban problems that are in the hands of Democrats.
Slavery never ended in America.
That is, okay.
It never ended. Let me say this. Physical bondage ended, but political slavery, financial slavery, educational slavery, healthcare slavery, all of that never ended to this day in America for black people.
When are race hustlers going to stop and say, okay, we're not in chains anymore. America welcomes us. This is a land of opportunity.
We will say that with the same day you all write that check to black people called reparations for what we deserve.
You mean
you wrote it to others, you sure as hell should write it to us.
All reparations is redistribution of wealth, another liberal scheme.
But you're only redistributing what you stole.
Okay.
So what's wrong with sharing and giving back for what you stole?
You know what? I want you to talk to black people who have successfully gotten out of the bondage, as you call it, and you call them slaves, Cornell.
A few select Negroes does not represent the suffering masses who are still there.
They're all Uncle Toms. No, Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. They continue to prove it.
And they've killed nobody. That's crazy as hell.
Their rhetoric has.
Wow. Look at how the conversation ended. You see, when they begin to say all sort of things concerning the black folks, and they have a narrative, they have a story in their mind, irrespective of what the blacks are doing, because they have a story, an idea of a narrative in their head. They don't want to agree. They don't want to say, no, this is not what they are seeing. They want to say this is what they are doing based on what is in their head. And that is what the story we just watched depicted, And when someone comes and say, all lives matter, it's not about all black lives matter. That's a subtle way of playing down on the experiences of the colored people. That's the truth. And from the interview, you can hear what response she gave as to what the black people represent and their view and all that. And And rhetoric like this is what, as a community, we need to begin to, debunk it. We need to begin to let the people know what is really happening, and let the real story about the black and brown people, let the real story that we want to portray, let it still begin to emanate, let it begin to come out, let people going to see. And that is one of the things I do here. The black people are not asking for too much. They are not saying that they want the word for themselves. No, they are saying they want the word whereby they can be given the same platform that everybody is given, and they can thrive, they can express themselves, they can be what they want to be. And that's exactly what the world does not want to give them. Let's go check out this videos, and I'll be right back. Credit belongs to the original creator of this content. I mean, Fox 26 debate. I mean, credit is given to them. I'm mentioning their name because it all belongs to them. And of course, if you love this great content, do it to subscribe, like, and share this information so that it can go viral. People can know, people can get to see what is happening. And they say knowledge is power, right? And the rhetoric that we want to push out must also come along so that people can know from lies, from truth, from deception, from, you can pick that which you want to pick, because everything is before you, and you can pick that which you want to believe. I'll be right back. Credit belongs to original content creator. Don't go nowhere.
Many in Black America and around America are asking the question, why is Donald Trump not condemning those supporters at his rallies that are attacking black protesters who come into the rallies, and they do disrupt it, Black Lives Matter protesters. But on the video we see white men and women, but more white men assaulting African American females who are quote unquote protesters at these rallies. And any man that will assault and beat a woman because he does not like her opinion, to me, is not a real man at all.
Well, you're going to find in any particular politician's group of people that are there are people that just like to start trouble. I don't care who it is. Black Lives Matter, they like to start trouble. I'm sure there's white people there too that like to start trouble. So that may be exactly what happened. I wasn't there. I don't know. I've seen the same video that you've seen, but I wasn't there. But no, I don't want people slapping each other around. I don't want people arguing or pushing each other around. That's not what you want from black people or white people. So I tell you what, get them all out of there. And that is what Trump was, that's what he was trying to mention.
But reporters are hearing these protesters being targeted with racial slurs, racial inflammatory comments from Trump supporters, and you have white men assaulting these black women, calling these sisters the N-word while they're assaulting them, pushing and shoving them. That is unbecoming of the behavior of any man.
Of course
Trump
it is.
should do more to condemn those supporters who are doing that.
You know what, Trump, I don't know, let's not elect him president, for goodness sakes. I'm for Ted Cruz. But look, you're always going to have people that are trying to start trouble.
Matt,
it has happened in black neighborhoods, white neighborhoods. It's happening at Trump's gathering.
If these were rallies full of black people and white women were being assaulted by black men, you'd have a different conversation.
When you say assaulted, what are you talking
They're
about?
pushing and
That's
shoving
not an assault.
and kicking some of these females.
Cornell, that's not an assault. There's a big difference. Go look it up.
Well, let me tell you
something.
something.
If you're causing problems,
I tell you what, then
they should take you out of that.
I tell you what, to Donald Trump and his supporters, stop kicking and beating them black sisters in your rallies, because if you don't, black men will come one day and we'll put our foot where the sun don't shine.
Well, maybe they should kick you out of the room too.
I tell you what, if I walked up in that room, we'd tear that whole damn room up, partner, because trust me, I'm the right black brother to be in a room like that.
Well, you better be careful they don't throw you out of Fox 26, my brother.
Let some of them devils come in and try to put their hands on me. We'll tear this whole damn place up.
I better move my chair.
We saw this past weekend that the protest by NFL players, that's spreading all over the league. You had players on multiple teams standing, interlocking arms, taking a knee, and some of them even raised a black fist with black gloves, protesting the racial injustice in America against black people. And so now what you see, Colin Kaepernick has lit a fire to most now these NFL players. A lot of them will no longer ever go back on the mental and spiritual and psychological plantation of white supremacy in America. They've now come off that plantation and are rejecting America's anthem because everyone does not enjoy the freedom this country claims to promote.
How much they make, Cornell? Here are guys that are making millions of dollars, and they all want to look like poor black Americans. And so they get down on one knee during the national anthem. You know what you do in this country? You stand up, just like they did the Seattle Seahawks. I appreciate what they did. They locked their arms, but they stood up and they showed they appreciate America. You're entitled to your opinion. You certainly are entitled to your opinion. But during the national anthem, we praise this country and we respect the people that have fought and died, black, white, you name it, men, women. We don't get down on one knee. And these are millionaires. Are you mean to tell me that their life is somehow, under the same as other black Americans or white Americans? You gotta be kidding me.
Matt, just because you're a black man or woman in America that's a millionaire means nothing. Ask the family of Michael Jackson with all of his hundreds of millions, he was still treated like a Negro. Ask Bill Cosby now. Ask Ray Rice, who made the same mistakes as others but can't get back into the league. Ask those who are great millionaires like Oprah Winfrey, who's a billionaire but was still treated like a Negro in Europe. It does not matter how much money you got as a black man and woman in this country. You cannot escape the reality of being black in America, and at the end of the day, they will give you your Negro wake-up call.
Well, let's see what a tough man or woman you are, because I'm treated that way too. And I don't have millions. I've had people say negative things about me because they're liberals and not conservative. I've had people mock me because of my race too, Quanell.
Matt, people mock you because you're not liberal and conservative has nothing to do with the human degradation and the genocidal practices that was accepted by law against black people in America for almost 500 years.
This is 2016, and these black men and women are now making millions of dollars because in 2016 and now, black men and women are treated the way they should be treated. So those of you that are successful, stand up and say, hey, this is how you do it.
Let me warn black folks who are millionaires. Don't you ever think that because the money you got that's been given to you by white folks makes you free and better than the rest of the black community. Because at the end of the day, they will give you your nigga wake-up call and they'll send you back to us when they reject you.
So you
be a damn fool to believe because you black with millions that you better than the rest of the black people that's among your people. Oh, no.
You're just supposed to give up because you're a Negro?
No, what we should do is do what the NFL protesters are doing. Let that spirit spread all over America, and let's all challenge that racist national anthem when the man who wrote it was a slave owner.
We're going to go back to the 60s. Is that what you want to do?
No, the man who wrote it, Francis Scott Key, was a slave owner. And the unwritten third verse, he condemned black slaves and condemned black people to the grave of turmoil. I don't give a damn about the national anthem.
Why don't people stand up and say, act like real Americans, stand up and salute this flag, and then you do what you have to do to make things better. That's what we do.
We stand up out of respect, but saluting that flag that's never saluted black people, I don't think so, baby.
You know, when the palm-colored people are the ones calling the shot, doing stuff, or when they go against the rule and regulation, it looks like everybody is quiet. Everybody wants to see, oh, what is going to happen now? When you see palm-colored person do something like a crime or something, you won't hear the name of the person come out quickly. A clear example is Kirk Franklin's, when it was on, I think, Charlie Kirk, excuse me. Charlie Kirk. And when it was on Alive, the name of the boy was not quickly mentioned because you know why? Because it's palm-colored person. Imagine if it were to be a black person. Do you know what would have happened? Do you know how fast that would have trended? Do you get it? And even for the fact that it's not even a black person, do you see what happened even after that time? These are the rhetorics we're talking about that the black community, they go through because it looks like if it's not them, it must be them. Anything negative, it must be them. Once it's not them, it must also be forced to be them. Are you with me? I mean, Charlie Kirk is an example. You know what happened after that time? When young ones were, were mobbed and all of that. Do you also see when something happened in town and, for example, like protest, and you have a lot of people in the protest. But you see that the black community, the black ones in the protest, are taken as example, and they are and they pay for the sin of everybody. That's another example, and that is why the black community are saying, when it comes to protest, when it comes to all of these things, we are not interested because they've done everything they should do. So it has always been the narrative that when it comes to people that are the same rule that was flaunted by palm colored person. If a black person do the same thing, you see what happens? The black person will pay more. As a matter of fact, you see the case will be speed up so that it can go and service them. I mean, a good example is what happened when some guys break into the Capitol. I mean, you've seen that in the interview, and up until now, those guys, as they say, they're just carrying out their constitutional right or whatever they said they are doing. And when this guy came, he freed all of them. Said, "Man, do you know what it means to do that?" But because it's coming from a palm colored person who is like, yes, he said what he did is he gave them pardon. Imagine if it were to be a black person that they did that for. All the people that did it, you know what will happen to them. So these are the things we're saying, and that's what those two guys were debating about. He talked about the anthem, when the MPA guys were like, okay, they kneel down, they want to identify with the people, and it's like, I can go on and on and on, but the truth is, we won't stop speaking. We won't stop speaking that which is true, that which is right, because we must speak. If we speak, same judgment. If we don't speak, same judgment. So let's speak so that the judgment eventually can be changed, peradventure, maybe not this lifetime, maybe not this in this generation, but eventually speaking when it comes together. Look at what they also discuss about reparation. Up until now, everybody was given reparation, but up until now, nobody wants to address that. These are the things we were talking about. Keep speaking the truth that we know. And at the long run, we shall win, because that's who we are. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying along. Thank you for watching till this time. And of course, if you love this great content, do me a favor by liking, subscribing to this channel, and let this video go viral. Give it a thumbs up and let it go viral. Until I come your way again, stay in peace, stay in love, and avoid trouble. Bye-bye.